Welcome to my channel. My name is Lydia Wilmsen. I'm a mindset and life coach for successful entrepreneurs and C-suite leaders. And I talk about the topics of conscious creation, of manifestation, everything around mindset and also business strategy. And today I want to introduce my very simple 3-step manifestation process. And you might think like, oh, why do I even need that? I'm working, I'm doing the things in my physical reality, and that is all there is, and that's all that's necessary. And I want to explain a little bit in that video, what are the perspectives that I am coming from? What are my experiences, my opinions, and what I see happening in my clients when they also take on certain perspectives about reality. I'm coming from the perspective of reality is your creation, or speaking from my perspective, I create my own reality. How do I do that? Through my focus, through my awareness. I basically select from quantum reality, what you want, however you want to call it. There it is existing as potential. Anything and everything is existing at the same time in the now moment. And I can select through my undivided attention or through my continuous attention, through my focus on what I want, what I desire to see in my physical reality, through basically selecting that in my imagination, in my inner world, in my inner reality, I can select it or keep selecting it, and through that having it show up in my outer reality, in my physical reality. That means all the power is yours. When you take on this perspective, it means your source. You are the power in your own reality, in your own consciousness. You say, in the beginning was the word, you say what you want and it's going to be delivered to you. It's a very simple way of saying that right now. I am going to share so much more about that. At the moment it is like that we have a lot of proof when it comes to this perspective, when we go into quantum physics, when we go into basically the subatomic world. We have the proof. It's proven. It is how it is, so to say. When we go into our material world, it's not necessarily yet proven, but there is a lot of experiences from people, millions and millions and millions, that show that it actually works in a similar ways for our material world. You can believe it or not believe it, it's up to you. If you start working with these laws, if you start working with these beliefs, you will start seeing massive changes in your reality. So I recommend it. However, it's up to you. I have shifted my whole life through taking on these perspectives. I have taken on the perspective, I am source, I create my reality, and I, of course, have taken a lot of time to observe how I do that, what I need to change, how things work in my world, and I get better at it. I basically develop it more and more every day. And through that, I have seen that it is working for me and it's working for my clients. And it's up to you if you want to dive a little bit further into the world and give it a try as well. So you create your reality. You are the source of your reality or God of your reality, whatever you want to call it. And there is only now. You can make any change you want happen in the now moment through changing your internal reality. That is basically the most simple way to explain how you create your reality. And the 3-step process that I use, and I'm going to have or show you a success story as well, is decide, step number 1. The second one, think from that decision, from that, like declaring what you want. And the third one, be it, embodiment. So when we go to the first one again, decide what you want. You have to know what you want. If you're saying like, I want this, but perhaps I want the opposite, or perhaps more like this or more like that. No, you have to be clear on what you want. That is usually the first interesting step for people because they can struggle with that. It can be like, I really don't know what I want. Often people even come from the opposite. I know what I don't want. And by the way, that's a good stop or a good start. When you know what you don't want, you can like go into the opposite and see like, oh, okay, if I don't want this house, what would I rather want? Okay, I don't want a house with like houses close by. Okay, that means I want a house and a lot of space around it. So you can, of course, go from what you don't want into clarification of what you want instead. So the first step, clarity of what you want. The second step, think from it. You have to become the version of yourself, because we can only change ourselves. We change our reality through changing ourselves. You don't have to go out there and make any changes. You go internal. You change yourself. So thinking from it. Who am I being if that was already my reality? Who would I be? How would I be thinking? And there are 3 things that I always teach my clients when it comes to thinking. What are your beliefs and assumptions about yourself? So let's take a business example. Let's take the success story example. Actually, I have 2 successes. One is about a house, and I have so many clients who manifest houses or create the perfect house for themselves, so to say. I have a lot of people who change, like they are in leadership positions and they still have like another boss. And they change how the boss shows up in their reality. So these people, how did they do that? So one, for example, with her boss was very choleric, was very unappreciative, she was fearful of that person. She was very fearful of that person. No appreciation, no gratitude, no support, very irrational, like you would never know what the emotions are. Am I going to have to face a very angry version of that person, a very friendly one? It was like walking on eggshells almost. And the other, as I said, but this specific one with the house, as I said, there are certain different clients who manifested their dream houses and dream locations. They all started with understanding and deciding what they wanted. How do I want my boss to show up? I want a friendly person. I want someone who constantly appreciates me and is grateful for my work. I want to get raises. I want to just work like almost like on a not such a hierarchical level. I want to be appreciated. I want to be seen as an equal. I want to be seen as a powerful leader here in the company, and so on and so on. And when it comes to that house, I want the house on this island. I want it to look like this. I want, like very easy process of how I get it, and so on. So there was a lot of clarity around what do I want, and a decision. This is what I'm going to get. This is what I already have internally in my imagination. The next point then was thinking from the end, thinking from being that person who has that already. When it comes to that boss, it was, like the thoughts about what do I think about myself? Who am I being? I am thinking about myself being an amazing leader. I am thinking about myself, I am worthy of raises. I am the best worker in the company. Everyone is so glad to have me. I am appreciated, I am chosen, I am adored by everyone. I'm worthy of everything good, I am perfect, coming from a self-concept or an identity like that. A lot of confidence, a lot of self-belief. When it comes to that house, yes, I am a home owner. I am the person who owns that house. It's also a belief about yourself, an assumption about yourself. I am the perfect match for my dream house. I am the person who has the most amazing house, and it looks like that. And I'm the only option for the people who are selling this house right now. I'm the only option. Again, a lot of beliefs about yourself, strong, powerful, positive beliefs about yourself. Then the next one. So how do you think about yourself? How do you think about the other person involved, the person or persons? When it comes to the boss, are you still thinking the boss is choleric? Are you still thinking the boss is angry and irrational? Or are you shifting into the assumption, my boss is a very amazing, friendly leader. She sees me as her equal. She appreciates me. She acknowledges me every day for my work. She gives me raises. It's amazing to work together. When it comes to the house, the homeowners, of course, they are amazing people who give me the best price. They love me as the new homeowner. They want me and only me. They do anything and everything to make the house even more amazing so that I buy it. So what are you thinking about the other person involved? Do you have a very positive or very negative way how you view them. And then the third one, what do you think about the topic in general? When you buy a house, oh, it's so difficult. There are no good houses. The market is really bad at the moment. No one wants to sell. People always sell crap. People sell crap and they want the highest amount of money for it. Or are you thinking it's the best time to buy a house? There are always amazing houses on the market. I always get the best options. It is so easy and effortless. It is just an amazing way, or it's just like such a beautiful unfolding how everything always comes to me. When it comes to the boss, how did my client start thinking? Instead of work environment is toxic. Work environment is amazing. Different hierarchies are always working amazingly well. There is such a deep connection between the highest leadership and the employees and the in-between leadership. We have a beautiful culture, beautiful work culture. And it's so easy to make shifts in the culture. It's so easy to make shifts at work. Can you see? A totally different version. Like one is looking, before that she was looking like, oh my God, toxic work culture, bad boss, it's horrible, you can never make changes. If you have a boss like that, the whole culture is like horrible in the whole company. And then shifted to, no, of course we can make changes. The culture is getting better every day. And bosses, of course, can be amazing. They don't have to be narcissistic a-holes, so to say. No, they can be amazing. So we make shifts on these three levels. What do you think about yourself? What do you think about the other person who's involved? And what do you think about the general topic? And I will share more success stories with you also when it comes to love and relationship, because there it's the same. What do you think about yourself, about your partner or your potential partner? What do you think about relationships? Okay? So this was step number 2. It is thinking from having what you want. How would you see it? How would you, who would you be? And then the third step is be it, embodying it. And that means walking around as that person. Even though you don't see it in your physical reality yet, walk around as if you already had that, as if you already were that person. Actually be that person. Be that person. It's almost like people who, nowadays when you have a lot of money, or you don't have money, like we have money in the form of bank accounts. We don't have gigantic heaps of money lying around in our house anymore. So I don't walk around a big heap of money and looking at it and saying like I'm rich. Money is somewhere in my, it's not in my computer, but you get the point. It's in my computer. I have to turn on the computer, look at it, and then I can see my bank account numbers. So when I'm not looking at it, how am I walking around? Am I walking around, I'm rich, or do I walk around, there is no money in my bank account? I am not looking at my bank account. There could be any number in it right now. How do I walk around? And it's for anything and everything, for having a partner, not having a partner, for having your perfect house, not having your perfect house. Are you walking around as the I am version of having that perfect house right now? Are you showing up as that person? When you do that, you basically shift timelines very quickly. When you stay in an I am version of I am that person now, it goes quite quickly. So when we go back to my boss, or not to my boss, to my client with the boss, it changed in a matter, I think she started doing that work. It changed in a matter of 1 to 2 weeks. She had the same boss, the same physical appearance, the same person showing up in a different version. That boss turned into a friendly version of herself. My client was not afraid of her anymore. It was a great connection. They had great conversations. She felt as a true equal. She felt appreciated in her work. She felt seen and heard and understood. Now she's getting raises all of a sudden. So all these things she worked on, all these things she was in her imagination first, are now expressing in her physical reality. The one thing went pretty quickly, how this person showed up, so the characteristics changed. The money took a little bit longer, and it is all there now. And the thing is, she didn't have the talk with her boss. She didn't do anything in her physical reality. The only thing she did was inside. So there was no difficult talks, conversations. Hey, I don't appreciate how you show up or anything like that. Nothing at all. She only changed herself. The same when it comes to my other client about the house. That client didn't even look for a lot of houses. She was just going with her partner like on vacation. She knew it would be that island. Then she knew, I want a house on that island. They walked around, they saw the perfect house. I think in the beginning it wasn't even on the market, something like that. And she was like, this is what I want. And then the process unfolded. And she actually was quite easygoing. She didn't hold a lot of resistance. And check out the next video when it comes to resistance. She didn't hold any resistance so much against it. She knew it would be an easy process. However, she did have to change from, like, can this go so quickly? Can it unfold so easily? So she had a little bit of changes and assumptions to change there. And there were a little bit like of a hiccup when it comes to contracts. And she went back in her internal imagination, reality, so to say, and shifted like, hey, everything is going perfectly with the contracts. Everything is on time. Everything works out perfectly. So she did have hiccups. It wasn't just like smooth sailing. She did have hiccups. And every time she went and changed her assumptions again, and then her physical reality shifted. So these are my stories for you today. They are powerful creators, and you can be the same. So you can change and shift anything you want in your reality. And if you feel you want some more support, reach out. I'm happy to guide you either in one-to-one setting or my group coaching. I have a powerful mastermind starting very soon. We are still on pre-sale, and you can basically sign up and share the wisdom or share your experiences with like-minded people. And I see this that this is so needed in our business world, because our business world is still so much focused on the analytical, on the logical side of the brain, like hardworking. You have to keep working hard, have to keep doing these steps. It's about linear time, one step after the other. And what I teach you is totally different. We will collapse timelines. Things can happen out of nowhere, and you can basically spend time with people who share this knowledge and who implement this knowledge. And it's something that doesn't exist yet like that in the business world. So if you're up for totally freaking changing your reality, collapsing timelines, getting the most amazing life and business or career, whatever it is that you want, reach out to me and let's check if the mastermind is for you or some one-to-one. And if you just want to watch my videos, this is why I make them quite lengthy, so that you can listen, you can repeat and listen on repeat. You can hear the same things again and again, because this is how it basically is being imprinted into your subconscious mind. And this is how you shift so much easier, because it is your new way of being. It's your new way of understanding. It is how you function in this world. It's how you see yourself. So even just watching my videos can change your entire reality. And you don't even have to sign up for coaching if you don't want to. It's just a choice. So I'm so happy about having done another video. Stay tuned for the next one. Please subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will speak about them in future videos. Okay. See you in the next video. Bye.